ओम नमः शिवाय गुरवे सच्चिदानंदमूर्तये निष्प्रपंचाय शांताय निरलंबाय तेजसे शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं तत्रभासकृतं वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः ईश्वर गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम गणपतये नमः। ओम ऐं सरस्वती नमः। ओम क्लीं कलिकाय नमः। ओम क्लीं भद्रकाल्यै नमः। ओम दुं दुर्गाय नमः। ओम ह्रीं नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम शिवाय नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय। So today is a special class, Vijnana Tantra and enlightenment, right? So it means, so through the science of Vijnana Tantra, how to work out the final liberations, the liberation of the karmas. Of course, we have been discussed many classes about Vijnana Tantra. It's nothing new today.
Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
So,
what are you doing?
to discuss the sutra number 26 in the Vijnana Tantra 26 regarding the methods, the techniques, how to implement for the enlightenment. So to sutra number 26. I think Atmanand, you have the book also, eh? The Vijnana Tantra, the book.
Yes.
You have. Good. That is something is very simple technique. How you can free from the stress and strain, how to balance your social, the mundane, the life of this samsara. You see, na vajreta, na vajrena, piche shakti hi marudrupa vikasite, nirvikalpa taya madhi taya bhairava rupata. Na vajret piche shakti मरुद्रुपा विकासिते निर्विकल्पा तया मध्य तया भैरव रूपता. The Sanskrit sloka is very important sloka, important sutras taught by Lord Shiva to Mother Parvati. How we can implement the technique in order to have the final enlightenments or the perfection of the holding the breath, holding the prana. They say, na vajrena, not having moved, na vicheta, nor moving swiftly in a specific directions. They say you have to do such kind of breathings. Generally, what to do breathing? Pranayam, incoming or outgoing. Breathe in, breathe out, or hold the breath. But here is very interesting. If we're teaching really pranayam, so this is one of the secret practice of pranayama. The prana is helping you not only to reach to the enlightenment, but very beginning. I'm pretty sure you will be free from daily life of stress and strain. In case you have confusion, doubts, or depression, naturally you can be free. The translation also, they said Sakti, direction Sakti, not specific direction. They say, na badrena bise Sakti, marudrupa vikasite, maruta rupaha, in the form of Vayu or pranic ear. Vikasite, there develops. Nirvikalpa, Nirvikalpataya, through the state of Nirvikalpa. Nirvikalpa means, Kalpa means imagination. Nirvikalpa means there is no imaginations. Enlightenment is something you are going to experience your true self without imagination, without doubt, without confusions. That's called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It's advanced Samadhi. Samadhi means where you are going to experience true self, not as a body, not the mind, not as a woman, not as a man, but you are going to experience your true self. Madhya, they say Madhya Taya, in the middle. Bhairava Rupataha, form of Bhairava. Say that, what is the, they say that you are going to experience the consciousness of the Bhairava. Bhairava means the absolute consciousness of the Lord Shiva. It means you are going to vision of Lord Shiva as per the devotional way. But if you look the metaphysical way or ascetic way or non-dualism way, you are going to experience your true self, the absolute consciousness known as Vairava. Where is it? No fear. No fear. Bhairava. Bhairava means a state of the consciousness which help you in order to experience no fear, no doubts, no confusions. Like sometimes, like many people said, oh, I have a lot of dreams, like nightmares, like some ghost coming, or like some ghost, some entity, or some devil spirits, or sometimes attack you by sleeping also. But when you are practicing such kind of meditations, such kind of Kevali Kumbhaka, such kind of pranayam, such kind of breathings, there is no such kind of dreams also appears to you. So naturally, you can enter the absolute consciousness and you are can free from the doubt and confusions. Let we shall go further. They say such a technique is going to help you to experience the Vairava consciousness, the vision of absolute consciousness or the Atma Jnana. So when Shakti in the form of a Vayu or Prani, Shakti, as a form of a Prana, air is still and does not move swiftly in a specific direction, there develops in the middle to the state of Nirvikalpa, the form of a Bhairava. So such kind of techniques if you implement, so naturally you are entering into transcendental consciousness. And if you experience that transcendental consciousness, so naturally, and you can control, you can mastery of your own dreams. Like sometimes some dreams comes to while you sleep even, or sometimes we are imagine or fantasy, whatever, we are disturbed by external surroundings. external surroundings. So what happening? So naturally you are safe. So there is no fear. There is no fear. Am I clear that? So we have to establish such a samadhi. Like many people fear about a lot of dreams. But sometimes, of course, as a human being, and four things are common. It's ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maithuna. Ahara means we have to eat something, right? You have to eat something. When you eat, then it means you are capable to survive. If you not eat, you are not capable to survive a long time. You'll die. If you die, if your body cannot help you to survive, how can you meditate? And how can enlightenment yourself? And how can experience the love? Not possible. But you need some food to eat. Okay, that is very important. Ahara nidra. So like this, so also you need to sleep. Ahara nidra. Nidra means to sleep, to take rest, so that your body can enough energy, enough prana, so you can meditate. Ahara nidra. Vaya. Vaya means afraid. You need minimum fear, not maximum fear. If you all the time paranoia, insecurity, fear by the dreams, sometimes you are fear. We can't sleep even. I remember one time I was in Mexico, the first time, and I went some kind of ceremony, ayahuasca. So it's a special kind of medicine they have Latin America. They do. We can take that herbs like medicines, and you have tremendous, and you touching the subconscious mind. So a lot of things come to surface level. You are sitting, you think you are flying. You are sitting, you think dreaming. Oh, the ghost coming, and I also have some kind of experience. But I try to sleep, like lie down, like Yoganidra, close my eyes. But sometimes I feel ghost can come to attack me, but not possible. Or my body moving so fast, and some of the trees or the, my body was flying. Then suddenly, oh, I'll have accident, I'll die. So this kind of fear comes there also. I see that like live movie is like a, like sometimes we get terrified like movie. But somehow I saw in that camp, I was laughing. Somebody cries, somebody laughs, somebody shouting. We are nearly 10, 12 people there, some boys and some girls also. And I know a woman, her husband is the psychotherapist, he used to give medicines. He could not handle with his wife also. His wife was crying and shouting and everything. So everything nice karma, is the psychologist. And they all come to finally say, Guruji, what is happening with you? But you are nothing doing. You are so calmly and watching everything. But they don't know me what is going on within me. I was sitting like meditation because I was unable. If I'm lying down, some dice comes and to grab me and try to attack me. Then I was unable to sleep even. But I was aware. And everybody tried to sleep. They sleep a little bit, they got up. So now when you take this medicine, you are very unconscious. But what happened? Then I work out. No, I have to sit down and watch everyone. But happening, my body also is happening, like moving everything. But I see like live music. So what happened as a yogi? Everything will happen. Like as the common persons, so you can have the feelings you can feeling hunger also, you can eat. But as yogi, you can be hungry. But possible is you are not lost for hunger. That's the difference between common person and yogi when master of some consciousness. So, that is I'm trying to explain you how is a common person as a yogi. But of course they could not give that ayahuasca big amount. They give me only 35 or 33%. I remember. Everybody took for 100%. They give me only 33%. But 33%, they said you are a yogi, you are very pure, but somehow and is enough for you. You don't need to have too much. You don't have that much dark to come to surface. So if you little bit, you come immediately. And I remember that also. I come very fast. So what happened? So ahara, just I give you example. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna. Ahara means, so everybody hungry, you have to be hungry as a human being. Does mean you are not hungry as a yogi, as a monk, not possible. You are also at first you are a human being, then becoming yogi or a monk or a god, whatever, right? So nidra, to sleep. Similarly, and but as a yogi, they can over control their, like Nidra, for example, to sleep. So I remember certain times when do Navaratri or I do special kind of ceremony, the fire ceremony night time. So I can get up even 2 o'clock, I go to fire ceremony. Even I sleep, I can get, but I'm not disturbed by my own sleeping. But when a common person, and if you are a deep sleep, somebody knock your door and you feel disturbed, that means you are not a yogi. Anytime you sleep, for example, a common person always disturbed by sleeping. When you sleep, if somebody disturb you, and you are disturbed by that person, it means you are not a yogi. That I learned from the masters. Is good skills I have. If someone need me, if I sleep, and can immediately I follow it. So it means I, I'm not admiring myself, but I am master of my own sleeping capacities, like Nidra. So, like for example, hunger. Hunger means sometimes if somebody not give you food, you are so angry, so react, so negative. But I don't have that problem. If I'm hungry, it's fine, I eat. If that time not I feel hungry, I have to do something. And I'm hungry, I have to do something. I can control the hunger, I can do other things. But I'm not addicted to have to the food. But a common person will react. Common person react when you're hungry and you will not eat because you not control of your hunger, ahar nidra. Then bhaiya, afraid of death. Of course, a minimum fear, but there you have to not always paranoia for do something. Yeah, you have to not paranoia. So that much. So you have to minimum fear to survive, but maximum fear also killing you. But at least that much. Yogic people, they are fear doesn't mean they have to stand in the middle of a road. No, they have also fear, but they are not like common people. Another thing is, and the another thing is final. Ahara nidra bhaya maithuna. Maithuna means attraction of the opposite sex or sexual desires. But if you have no sexual desires, you are not common persons. You are not a human being. It means so there is no way to meditate also, not enlightenment. Something wrong with you. So every person, therefore, if you not feel any sexual desires, it means something wrong with you. You are becoming sick. So there is no possibility enlightenment. But as yogi, as master, as monk, if are perfection on this, I'm not speaking about those who practice the acrobatic exercise, they becoming yogi. I don't count them as yogi anyway. Or yoga teachers around the whole world. I don't count them yogi at all. So that is my concept, and that I learned from my guru. He always it's nice to be yoga teacher, doesn't mean they're yogi. So no way for me. So yogi means where, and you have to over mastery of your sexual energy, manipulate them, translate them, or channel them. But a common person, what happening? So naturally they're disturbed by their own sexual energy. So if you are disturbed by on your sexual energy, does mean you are a yogi. So no. So four things as a yogi, as a monk, as a human being, like animal, everyone has to feel. But if you lost for this, for sex desires, for the hunger, or you are addicted for sleepings, or addicted food, so you are not a yogi anymore. So four things everybody follow. Similarly, so what happening in the enlightenment about Kumbhaka? The subject is and how to experience the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the Bhairava consciousness. So Bhairava, the here why I explain everything because Bhairava is state of the consciousness who is free from the all fear, all paranoia, all insecurity, all doubts, all confusions. That's called Bhairava consciousness, a fearless God. Lord Shiva, among the all God and goddess who have no fears at all. But he have a little bit fear near Mother Kali, no? So Mother Kali sometimes putting his leg, her leg on the Lord Shiva. But you have to see this concept, Lord Shiva not fear here. Lord Shiva simply surrendered to Mother. So among the all goddess, Mother Kali has no fear. And among the all God, Lord Shiva have no fear. Therefore, Ida known as Bhairava, or we say uh, Aghora Deva. That those who have knows about Sanskrit. So Bhairava state of the consciousness will help you. But similarly, you have to attain also that consciousness. Because when you meditate through Nirvikalpa Samadhi, attain that state of the Bhairava consciousness by observing, by doing the Kevali Kumbhaka. So pranayam. So pranayam, the breathings, is the perfections. The perfections. What I mean here, Sometimes people say that I have a lot of nightmares, a lot of dreams, a lot of fear, a lot of paranoia. As I say that to you, also I have that experience in childhood too. But I try my best to explain you through examples, because I have been also this kind of nightmare, dreams, and blah blah. Some entity also coming to attack me, and that's my mother. Sometimes she has to sleep besides me, putting her hand onto me on my chest. Then I can sleep. Otherwise, forget it. So when I was kid, I was unable to sleep. I have so much tremendous nightmares, and therefore my mom was so afraid and so afraid. She always took me to the Shiva temples. They have, there are abhishekos, some water to Shivalingam, and she have to put on the head by the priest. Then I have took shower, and that day sometimes say Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. Then I can sleep. Sometimes I was screaming, I was shouting, because sometimes some entity or some like a devil or spirit they come to me, attack me. So that I remember a little bit in childhood. So what I mean, but today I don't have this kind of. I can play with all the ghosts. It's not problem that I can play with all devils. So they can attack me anymore. So they have to come to around. They can stay around me, but they have to have blessings. Let they not create some problems to others. But somehow I have been at different levels. So when people ask me a lot of things about dreams, and they destroy the dreams, and they never sleep. So that's the reason I try to open this chapter today. If you really constantly observe your breath and you do pranayam sometimes, like many techniques I taught, even in Atmanand also knows, also Talia also knows, and our Devi is also here. So, so many techniques of pranayam, you must practice that. And in case you have such difficulties, and then observe the breath and try your best that a breath has to come to conclusion. You suppose not make any efforts to hold the breath. You come to conclusion, there is no control of breath. Simply watch the breath. And you see that you will experience that the breath you neither in nor out. So that known as Kevali Kumbhaka. The breath naturally holds. Naturally you can hold the breath without any efforts. That known as Kevali Kumbhaka. So therefore Lord Shiva explained to mother here, if you do such a pranayama, such a breathing, Kevali Kumbhaka, what happens? You going to establish a state of the Bhairava consciousness. So that is I give, of course here they don't write all dreams and all these things, but I try to explain it so therefore you can apply it. Because many people complain to me. They have a lot of dreams, a lot of paranoia, a lot of insecurity. Sometimes they can't sleep. The similar also happen when I took the ayahuasca. So similar happened. So dreams, tremendous dreams. But I was fully aware and fully conscious. And that time I know that comes to me. It doesn't mean you are avoiding. No. All things will come to you. Even a yogi or a monk, it doesn't matter your enlightenment, still the bad spirit can come to you. They also test you. If you are strong, they can blessing them. If you're not strong, they also disturb you. They can also kill you. They can make also problems as well. I try to explain another example. When Lord Buddha was enlightenment and he was sitting on a tree, you know that, and he was not meditating in the palace. So Lord Buddha sitting on the what is the question? Can you? I have to check. Read the questions. What is that question? Hariam Swamiji, can you please explain again how to Keval Kumbhaka? Okay. So please wait. Is actually dear. I have to go back. Okay. So Keval Kumbhaka is can happen naturally. Kevali Kumbhaka. Keval means only. Kumbhaka means to hold the breath naturally. It not comes by make efforts, not possible. You can practice for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. This kumbhaka not appears. Is this kind of kumbhaka also lead to direct samadhi? But you can practice it. But you can experience sometimes some glimpse. I think you have been also vipassana and Deviji. So sometimes when you have observed breath, like anapana meditation, you observe simple breath. Sometimes breath stops. When breath stops, natural kumbhaka happens. But body need a lot of purifications. Body need very subtle. When you take, if you really want to practice pranayam techniques, you must be vegetarian, must, not excuse at all. You must be vegetarian, not take any animal kind of food. For example, your body has to be very subtle, very astral way, very thin, very pure prana. Also not smoking, and also you have to also free from a lot of. Sometimes we are addiction with, for example, our body with a dog or pets or cats or a snake. We stay sleep also not possible. Your body has to be pure, tremendous pure energy. Not possible. So you have to get out of your Muladhara chakra. You have to get out from Muladhara chakra, even Swadhisthana. You have to come to Manipur chakra. Your prana has to be strong, has to be pure. Also, when you Kebali Kumbhaka do, especially social life, not possible, very difficult. That's why it can be happen when your prana is very pure, like fastings, for example, and thin energy. Even you have to avoid a lot of associations with you. That Kevalikumbha can happen. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. I can explain, okay, you can breathe, observe a breath, Kevalikumbha happens. Actually, not. But I have to speak this with so that you can at least try. But if I speak the 100% truth, you never can practice your yoga whole life. If you know, if a yogi or the master they speak the truth about yoga, no one can practice yoga around the world even today. It means you practice yoga, you waste your time. There is no goal of yoga also. This is the truth. So therefore, you start. Am I clear that to all of you? If you really listening, the discipline and foundation of yoga, no one able to qualify to practice yoga today. So therefore, and of course, is yoga help? Positive thing is a yogic practice. At least certain extent, you can have some stress management. That's sure. That's the positive aspect of the yoga for today in the for modern society. But the real aspect of yoga to enlightenment, I don't think so. Because we don't qualify today in modern century to practice yoga in the samsara, the life and what we leading the social life. Not possible. We need a high discipline to really to have the skabali kumbhaka and to enter to enlightenment or the Bhairava consciousness. So anyway, but this subject taught by Lord of Shiva. I'm not speaking with you. I try to make you aware. It is not my subject. It's the subject of Lord Shiva and direct teachings to the Mother Parvati Shakti. And see, after she was suffering long time, so this is the subject began with Tantra. She was completely surrendered, not as partner, not as a wife, but as a disciple. Although the Shakti and see the consort and partner and wife of the Lord Shiva, but here she played the role as a disciple, dedicate. Whatever Lord Shiva that set up, she will set up. Get up, get up. So that is how she play the roles here. So Shakti. So therefore, Kebali Kumbhaka only happens. I want to explain you only one sentence. Your body has to be very pure, like pure sattvic, neither tamasic nor rajasic. Rajasic qualities are we have when we are associated with social life, mundane life, samsara, stay in the home, all are rajasic life. There are no sattvic lives at all. And tamasic life generally, the society is tamas, so generally we are tamasic life. Sattvic means you have to free from a lot of association in your life. When you free from all associations, sattvic life starts, otherwise not possible. Any addiction, any involved in the social life, that known as rajasic and tamasic life. Sattvic life is pure consciousness, when you are no more involved with nowhere. So that is the skills you need to develop. Skills you need to develop. That you have to learn also. So what kind of food, what kind of association you have to take, and pranayam has to practice, and your annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, and these has to be clean. Manamaya kosha also has to be clean. Then you go to Vijnana kosha, where and Kebali Kumbhaka happens. Otherwise, not in Vijnana kosha. That the 5 courses. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manamaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha. So Kebali Kumbhaka happens, Vijnanamaya kosha. Then you are enter into Bhairava consciousness known as Anandamaya kosha. If you understand properly. So therefore, and such a Kevali Kumbhaka happens, not only the physical body is not going to happen, not going to happen in subtle body, not going to have an astral body, is going to happen in the causal body. The causal body where the subconscious mind, the deep sleep. So naturally we are entering into the Vairam consciousness or Shiva consciousness. And there where you can establish the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. No imagination, no fantasy, no delusion, no doubts, no paranoia, only pure consciousness of love and freedom. That is known as enlightenment. According to my terminology. I don't know what kind of terminology you use. Maybe you can use better, find the words for you. As per my understanding. So, through the restraint of prana and apana, as Kevala Kumbhaka is established, you can study also my pranayam book, the final pranayam known as Kevali Kumbhaka. I was also explaining that. If I have my book, Pranayam, Authentic Pranayam Yoga, so you can read that chapter about Kevala Kumbhaka. A concentration of energy builds up, and this creates a reverse movement in this pranic flow, so that they begin to move towards each other instead of away from each other. Kumbhaka is a state of animated suspension of prana, which leads no suspense of mind. Suspense of mind leads to the laya or dissolution of the Jagrata and Swapna awareness, so that Sushupti awareness prevails. That's what I mean. I did not read the comments before, but I explain my own understanding. That is book what try to explain you also. So when you are entering the Sushupti, so naturally Keval Kumbhaka happens. So they see that the dissolutions about Jagrat and Swapna. So two dreams are dissolved. And then you are entering into the Sushupti, the deep sleep. The Sushupti awareness prevails. At that moment, the life force or the Parashakti, Prana Shakti, you can say Parashakti also, Prana Shakti does not move as long as there is movement of prana, there is sense of perception. The pranic flow influence and activate all the dimensions of the perception. So very interesting about pranayama. When the breath moves, your mind moves, and your perception starts, your imagination starts, and your doubt starts, whatever. So here is very important, and here is very important. Kevali Kumbhaka, there is no movement of the prana. It's called suggestion of the prana.